today who are going to present their final speeches. Over the course of the semester, they had to write and present 5 different speeches. This final speech that they're giving today is called the persuasive speech. And so each of these students have identified a topic that they want to talk about, something that matters to them. This is the first time that they're really presenting one of their speeches in front of a larger audience. So let's give them a round of applause for being able to do this.
The word prison makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But the word school makes a lot of inmates uncomfortable, men and women. So the reason why I'm up here today is actually to help in my mission to spreading the word of bringing teachers and professors into the prison system and helping us better out ourselves when we go back into society. The 3 words that I want to help spread is learning, life, and teaching. I left an 8-year-old girl in the street. She's 19 now. She's an A student. So now I'm in competition with her. You know, she gets an A, I get an A. If I get a B, she makes sure she reads a new one. Because she knows I could do better than that. I never thought I would be at NYU right now, let alone standing up here talking in front of you guys. Because back then, I could care less what anybody thought. But now today, I care about what people think. What people think brings me closer to them, not pushing me further away. So if you guys take your education serious, then you help me spread the word and have these teachers come in and teach us, and for the professors, tell your peers. I congratulate the new members coming into NYU, and to don't give up when it gets hard. Just talk to somebody. Thank you.
Think about drug abuse. Cigarettes come to mind? Sure it doesn't be naturally. But for some that might know, the history behind cigarettes. Smoking is more than just a habit. Cigarette smoking is the leading cause of preventable death. According to the U.S. Center for Disease and Prevention, more than 400,000 people every year die from smoking-related diseases. 400,000 people every year. Let me give you another ugly truth about cigarette smoke. If you live in New York City, cigarettes cost about $12 a pack. Let's just say the average smoker goes through a pack a day between smoking and giving away cigarettes. That's $12 times 30 days in a month, which is $360. That's a car payment. Now let's times that $360 by 12 months in a year. That's $4,320 the average smoker spends a year on cigarettes. I definitely would think of better things to spend that type of money on, like air conditioners. And smokers, do yourself and the rest of the world a favor. Don't light it, fight it. Thank you. Good luck.
Now, I understand that some of the things that have taken place have been quite disturbing, and to some degree should raise a level of concern and apprehension in just about anyone. However, we shouldn't allow the negative actions of a small group of renegades that misrepresent a religion dictate how we view an entire culture of people. And yet, we have. And so, Islamic stigma or Islamophobia has grown to be quite prevalent here in America. Many of you are probably curious as to what it is that I have on my head. Some of you may know, and some of you may have drawn your own conclusions and said, oh well, that's a kufi, he must be Muslim. But actually this is not a kufi, and I'm not a Muslim. And I point out this distinction because there's several cultures with customary garments and accessories that may resemble those of Islam, and it can be quite easy for us to mistakenly make assumptions. And poor assumptions during these particular times can be quite dangerous. Emphasize just once more that we have the power to eradicate those generalizations, and by spreading the knowledge to help educate others who may also be misinformed. Because stigmatization on any level towards any group of people is counterproductive, and it does more to hurt than it does to help.
Today, I want to discuss the important issue of how we see and treat drug addicts in our community. I know, it's a touchy issue and may be very personal for some, and they don't like speaking on the matter. We stigmatize these drug addicts as being weak and all bad people, but the lenses we see these people through may not be entirely true. We criminalize these individuals on the decisions they make for being influenced by drugs, whether it be the bad decisions they make to get a fix or the bad decisions they make while on drugs. Drugs play a major role in their life. Most importantly, I ask that we change our view on how we see these drug addicts and treat them. They are human beings that fell to the pressures of maybe wanting to fit in, to experiment, to escape, or relax. We should not criminalize and dismiss these individuals as an outcast to society with changing the view, to society. With changing the view can possibly give the drug addict what he or she needs to give up the dependency of his or her drug of choice. So the next time you see a drug addict, let them know it's help for them. It's help for them when they're ready, and you understand that disease they're experiencing. Thank you for your time and have a blessed day.
My time as an NYU student has challenged me to think about issues that affect our society and what it means to live in a democracy. The discussions and readings in my class have not been easy. At times, these readings have required that I return to the beginning of a sentence or paragraph and reread. Many things have been discussed about education, the low risk of recidivism, greater prospects of finding a job, and my personal favorite one, personal enrichment. So what about our vocabulary? If our background has greatly influenced the education we have received, then surely our vocabulary has been impacted by it too. And each class I've taken since has added at least one new word that has defined and interpreted a new meaning to me. It should not be about memorizing a list of words, just to sound smart. If anything, you'd just be annoying. Instead, like I said, personalize it. Allow them to become part of you, a part of your vocabulary, of your everyday. Unlocking new words every time will allow you to name your ideas, your emotions, your feelings, and experiences without having others to name them for you. Thank you.
The crisis of mass incarceration has been plaguing our country for decades. This is an issue that is not going away anytime soon. Society can no longer afford to turn a blind eye. Michelle Alexander, author of the new Jim Crow, writes, the United States now has the highest rate of incarceration in the world. Thanks to higher education programs in prisons like NYU, which launched its first educational program at Wallkill C.F. in 2015. Their dedicated professors, faculty members, and resources and private donors, lives are changing. Higher education in prison has been proven to be an investment that continue to pay dividends. It allows imprisoned individuals to question their way of thinking, become part of a positive academic environment, become critical thinkers, use time productively, stay out of trouble. To quote writer James Baldwin, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest.